afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Tuesday. Nice that the sun came back for a little while.
A little bit. Every little bit helps.
Just enough.
Yeah.
We'll get to the weather in just a second, but first, here's what's making news on this Tuesday. The fate of Marcus Randall L. is now in the hands of the jury. We'll hear what the attorney said in closing arguments.
Ticketmaster apologizes to Taylor Swift and her fans for its role in last year's ticket disaster. I'm Nicole D'Antonio on Capitol Hill with how lawmakers are demanding answers.
And neighbors and friends of the operator of a Richland Center animal shelter rally around her after a devastating fire.
Let's take a look outside. A little drone action.
That's a beautiful wintry picture of
Sure is, and a little bit of snow to add to that picture. Julian's in the backyard patio with more on that. Julian.
That's right. So we're going to be anticipating a little bit more snow for us here in southern Wisconsin, but it's not going to be for everyone. We have a winter weather advisory that is impacting areas just south of Dane County. This would be for Rock, Walworth, and areas just to that far southeastern corridor for Kenosha, Racine, and for Milwaukee. And those are going to be impacting many people for that area starting into our early Wednesday morning, but start to phase out once we get into our Wednesday afternoon. Now, we're still going to be looking at some snow. It's just not going to be as much as others. We'll get to that in just a few moments. Right now, looking ahead for tonight, temperatures are going to slide into the upper 20s, but the cloud cover is going to keep things still feeling not too cold as we are looking at cloudy conditions for tonight. Temperatures around southern Wisconsin, 36 in Janesville, 31 in Platteville, and for us here in Madison. Many of us are into those lower 30s, a little bit milder for Monroe and for Janesville as we kick off the rest of this afternoon. Wind speeds, not too much of an issue, but just enough to knock a couple degrees down for what it feels like outside as of right now. So many areas, especially to the east, are feeling like they're into the 20s, but we're feeling like a nice little 31 degrees. And heading into tonight, we'll see our low temperature around 25 degrees near midnight. But for the rest of the overnight hours, upper 20s are going to be expected with those snow showers rolling in around later into our early morning hours. We'll time out those impacts in a few moments, but let's talk about traffic first. Right now, we are looking at some pretty smooth conditions along the Beltline and checking out the interstate as of right now. Pretty much the same story as well. We'll talk about the timing and those impacts of more snow on the way in just a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. First at 4, the former Badger at the center of a double homicide trial pleaded the fifth today as closing arguments in Janesville wrapped up.
Marcus Randall L. is accused of shooting and killing 2 Janesville women in 2020. Today, that trial is wrapping up and headed to the jury. To jury deliberations, that is. State attorneys walked the jury through the last 6 days of evidence, citing surveillance footage, car records, and personal witness accounts to explain what happened that morning on February 10th. The state urged the jury to use the evidence that connects to each other to give the victims justice.
It's not your job to solve the murder. But see, the thing is, the murder was already solved. We are just presenting it to you.
The defense says there's reason to believe not everything adds up, saying that the jury needs to guess at what the state wants them to believe. We'll have more as this continues tonight at 5 and 6.
More than $6,000 worth of lottery tickets were stolen Saturday from a gas station on Madison's north side. Police say it happened just before 9 p.m. in the 1000 block of North Sherman Avenue. One man allegedly ordered an employee to the ground at gunpoint, and the other man stole from the register. No injuries were reported. As of this morning, no arrests have been made. People in Richland Center want to do something for the leader of an animal rescue who lost everything in a fire.
Just 2 days ago, the fire destroyed Judy Elliott's home. It also killed more than 20 animals she was caring for. Brady Mallory joins us now with a closer look at what the community is doing and how you can help. Brady?
Well, Elliott is the head of Richland Center Rescue, and people who know her well say she gives so much of her time to the community and to the animals, and now it wants to give something back. Elliott is doing okay health-wise, but she still needs a lot of support. Here are some photos from that fire. At least 3 businesses in Richland Center area have started fundraising efforts of their own. A friend of Elliott's has also worked with the People's Community Bank in town to set up a beneficiary account that anyone can contribute to. All of the money donated will go directly to Elliott. Elliott lost her clothing, family heirlooms, and more, but we learned that's not her biggest concern.
Losing the house wouldn't have bothered Judy too much. You know, it's just material, and she's never been about the material things. It was more of the losing the animals, which is just going to be so hard for her. She's so selfless.
Well, there is also a way that you can help out. Elliot's niece set up a GoFundMe page to raise money to replace what she's lost. You can find that on our website, channel3000.com.
Brady, thank you. In just a few hours, the governor will deliver his State of the State address.
It will be his first after winning a contentious re-election this past fall. Political reporter Will Keneally joins us live from the Capitol with more. Will, what are we expecting to hear tonight?
So we're only a few weeks into the governor's second term, so there's obviously not a lot to report on just yet, but we'll likely hear the governor tout accomplishments from his first term. Things like road funding, for example, which we also heard him speak a lot to during the campaign. From some early excerpts that the governor's office has released, we're also seeing Evers draw a contrast between his administration and the Walker administration, now that we're about 4 years out from that. The address also comes at a little bit of a crossroads in the legislative calendar here. So the governor will have to present his budget to the legislature in the next couple of weeks. So he'll have to kind of do a balancing act, touting up the positives of the last 4 years under his administration, but also talk about things left to be desired, things that he wants to accomplish in these next 4 years, and put the pressure on Republicans to pass that budget. This also comes too as the state has a unprecedented nearly $7 billion state budget surplus that politicians will, over the next couple of months, debate how to spend. So on the Republican side, Assembly Speaker Robin Vos will handle the Republican response to the State of the State. We'll likely hear from him kind of push back on the governor and say, you know, why Wisconsin's in such a good fiscal position right now is because of Republican leadership over the past 4 years, not the governor's leadership. And we also heard earlier today that Republicans are essentially all but sure to essentially wipe out whatever the governor presents them in that budget draft and essentially start from scratch. So it'll be interesting to see too from this address and then in these next first couple of months here of Evers' second term, just how bipartisan it will be. So we'll have more coverage throughout the night, and reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
All right, well, thank you. You can watch the governor's State of the State speech live on Channel 3000 and on Channel 3000 Plus on your streaming devices. It all starts at 7 o'clock.
3 shootings over 2 days in California have claimed 19 lives and injured more than a dozen others. They happened at a ballroom, 2 farms, and a gas station. Police in Half Moon Bay, just south of San Francisco, say they don't know why a lone gunman targeted 8 of his co-workers at 2 agricultural businesses Monday night, killing 7 of them. Investigators say 66-year-old Shunli Zhao worked at one of the farms and that he used a legally purchased semi-automatic handgun in the incidents.
There were no specific indicators that would have led us to believe that he was capable of something like this, and he was not known to us.
Police tackled and arrested the suspect after he drove himself to the police station. Governor Gavin Newsom calls Monday's shooting a tragedy upon a tragedy, following the shooting Saturday in Monterey Park at the Star Ballroom Dance Studio that left 11 people dead.
Well, the president of Ticketmaster's parent company was in the hot seat at the Capitol Hill today. Members of the Senate Judiciary Committee criticized the company for the botched pre-sale of Taylor Swift's concert tour. Ticketmaster blamed computer bots. Nicole D'Antonio is at the Capitol with more.
We apologize to the fans. We apologize to Ms. Swift.
The president and CFO of Live Nation Entertainment, which owns Ticketmaster, told the Senate Judiciary Committee a cyber attack crashed its website when Taylor Swift concert tickets went on sale.
We were then hit with 3 times the amount of bot traffic that we'd ever experienced.
Outside Tuesday's hearing, Swift fans protested.
No price gouging!
Penny Harrison was one of 3.5 million people trying to buy tickets in November, losing her tickets after spending 9 hours in the online queue.
We're mad. There needs to be a change.
They're joining some lawmakers in demanding more competition, and they're angry over the 2010 merger between Ticketmaster and Live Nation. According to data in a consumer lawsuit, Ticketmaster controls about 70% of the market for concert ticketing and live events. Senator Amy Klobuchar says the company also owns or controls many of the major venues and imposes fees as high as 75% of the cost of the ticket.
This is all a definition of monopoly because Live Nation is so powerful that it doesn't even need to exert pressure.
Live Nation's CEO argued Ticketmaster has lost market share since the merger. CBS News has learned the company is now the target of a Department of Justice antitrust investigation.
Morgan Harper is leading a coalition of organizations, artists, and fans, pressuring the Justice Department to separate Live Nation from Ticketmaster.
They can sue to say, hey, this merger isn't working out and maintaining competition like we thought it would, and so we're going to impose what are called structural remedies to break up the company.
Ticketmaster has denied any anti-competitive practices. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, Washington.
And the head of Live Nation also testified Ticketmaster could have prevented the November meltdown by staggering sales over a longer period of time and to better communicate to fans hoping to get tickets that it might not happen.
Documents marked classified found in the Indiana home of former Vice President Mike Pence have been turned over to the FBI. The development comes as the White House faces an onslaught of questions about the discovery of classified material found in President Biden's Wilmington, Delaware home and a D.C. office. CBS News has confirmed documents with classified markings were found at former Vice President Pence's home in Indiana. The disclosure comes 2 weeks after Pence sat down with CBS News, expressing confidence that no such materials were in his possession.
Our staff reviewed all of the materials in our office and in our residence to ensure that there were no classified materials that left the White House.
Days after that interview, sources tell CBS News a lawyer located the classified papers, checking 4 boxes at the Carmel, Indiana home at Pence's request. On January 18th, another Pence lawyer wrote the National Archives about the discovery, and FBI agents picked up the material on the 22nd.
The U.S. is apparently changing its mind about sending more advanced tanks to Ukraine. The announcement to send M1 Abrams tanks is expected tomorrow. This comes with Germany saying today that it would approve Poland's request to transfer German-made Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine. Officials said the Abrams tanks could be bought under the upcoming Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative package, which provides longer-range funding for weapons and equipment to be purchased from commercial vendors.
4 Beloit authors made their own book tour today. They visited 3 schools reading from a new book that they co-authored. The 4 are all award winners and came together to publish the book, Where We Came From. Each author described to 4th and 5th graders their backgrounds and how in the book how they molded their lives and the lessons that they can learn from.
We hope that they feel special, that they know that they're special, they each have special stories, and also that being a writer is a great career and that anyone can pursue it.
Well, any place we can talk about where we come from and can encourage kids to talk with their parents, their grandparents, their great-grandparents to learn more about their own stories.
The authors' visits were sponsored by the Beloit Public Library as part of their Book Quest program.
Great idea.
Yeah, it is a great idea.
Well, still to come at 4 is Travel Tuesday. Time to start planning that spring break.
CBS News senior travel advisor Peter Greenberg is looking at how the trip will hit your wallet, and he has some suggested destinations. That's when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Spark inspiration at the Build and Remodel Expo. Chat with local experts showcasing the latest innovations in home building and remodeling. Browse kitchen, bath, and new home construction trends. Visit buildremodelexpo.com for more information.
If you're on Medicare and Medicaid, it pays to pick a plan with the benefits you want. With the iCare Medicare plan, members receive a spending account card that gives them $150 total per month to spend on food, OTC items, utilities, or even rent. Members also have a $0 copay for all covered Part D drugs and dental and vision coverage. Call to speak with a licensed sales agent who will help you find out if you're eligible. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
What the buck? Need money? File your taxes today at Jackson Hewitt. You could get up to $3,500 the same day with a no-fee refund advance loan. Fuck yeah. File your taxes today at Jackson Hewitt.
Do you have a coffee smile? Drinking coffee causes yellow teeth for thousands of people just like you. And whitening toothpaste just doesn't make those stains go away. Introducing Power Swabs, the first teeth whitening system that lifts coffee stains off your teeth in less than 5 minutes without whitening strips or trays.
The Power Swabs were so easy to use. I don't have to have strips sitting on my face for an hour. I don't have to have a foam tray where I feel like I'm gonna gag or I'm gonna go play football. I've tried like every over-the-counter whitening because, you know, I'm one of those people that's like obsessed with white teeth.
So with the strips I've used in the past, most of them are like, you gotta leave it on for 30 minutes and the whole experience is just not comfortable. But with Power Swabs, I just snapped it open and rubbed it on and it was good to go.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab and I just gotta rub it on my teeth, and that was it.
The Secret is a tooth detergent and whitening agent developed by Dr. Martin Ginniker that lifts stains off of your teeth. Power Swabs remove stains on natural teeth, veneers, bonding, caps, and crowns. The best part is you just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you'll have whiter teeth. No more sitting at home with a whitening strip or tray in your mouth for 30 minutes twice a day.
When I used these whitening strips, I noticed when I would drink, I would get this crazy sensitivity. It would go right to my brain, and I'm like, I hate this. So why do I have to go through the monstrosity of this pain just because I want to whiten my teeth? With Power Swabs, there was zero sensitivity.
Within the first day with the Power Swab, I noticed there was a difference. I really love the fact that you're able to go individually on each tooth and make sure that it's going to be wider.
Call for your 5-minute solution to whiter teeth. Whiten your teeth this new year by ordering Power Swabs and receive up to 50% off the regular price. Yes, 50% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free quick stick pen. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
Welcome back. If you take a look at your bill from your internet provider, you may find some charges you don't recognize.
Feels like we can't live without it, right? But many people cannot keep up with the cost of internet service. Consumer Reports looked at internet bills from all different providers around the country and found the average price for home internet is now about $75 a month. Consumer Reports found many internet providers keep bills high with so-called junk fees.
And they have very sneaky names like the Internet Infrastructure Surcharge or the Technology Service Fee. And you kind of think, like, that sounds kind of legitimate. Maybe that's a government fee. It's not.
Schwante says the fees are legal, but he believes they are not ethical and are used to pad profits. The study also found rates vary by market and are especially high when there aren't a lot of choices for providers. The Federal Trade Commission is currently looking into those junk fees. It defines them as surprise charges that inflate costs while adding little to no value.
Stocks closed mixed on Wall Street. The Dow Industrials gained 104 points, closing at 33,733. The Nasdaq lost 30 points. The S&P 500 gave up 2. It is the middle of winter and bookings for spring break travel are underway.
But is it a buyer's market, or are those hefty airfares and hotel prices going to hit us in the wallet again?
CBS News senior travel advisor Peter Greenberg, that is, joining us once again from New York. Hello, Peter.
Hi, Peter.
Hello, Mike and Sharon. No, hello, Mark and Susan.
we got it down. All right, let's talk about spring break. Why is Europe a good destination this year?
Because of competition. You have so many airlines now flying over the North Atlantic, operating new routes to secondary and tertiary cities. United Airlines will become the largest transatlantic carrier in the world this year. Delta Airlines is allocating 10% more flights over the Atlantic than they did a year ago. Plus, you have new competitors coming into the market as low-fare carriers. When you have that kind of competition, that's when you see low fares, especially all the way now through May 15th. Not to mention the power of the U.S. dollar against the euro and the British pound. So you see this in the form of pop-up sales. They'll only be up for maybe 36 hours, but they'll be good through May 15th. So see those sales, jump on those fares, and you'll get a discounted vacation.
Any cities in particular?
Sure. Dubrovnik, the Azores, the Canary Islands, Amman, Jordan. These are some of the new routes that they're flying. Iceland, even Greenland for summer travel. All of those are in play right now.
Oh, it's so good to even just think about spring break. Are there some good deals on the seas? Cruise travel has really rebounded since the pandemic, right?
It has. It's rebounded in two ways. New ships, new routes and ports, and they got a lot of cabins to fill. So we're seeing right now 7-night cruises that are being sold for as low as $449. Let's do the math. You can't wake up in Middleton for that amount of money. I mean, the point is, this is a deal that's going to be around at least through May 15th. We're seeing that in the Caribbean. We're seeing it in Mexico on these 7-day cruises. Again, pop-up sales, good for about 36 hours, but also available through May 15th.
This is the wave season for cruise buying, right?
Well, you know that because you're a big cruise fan. And the bottom line is when you negotiate those cruise deals, it goes beyond just the cabin price. It's whether they're going to give you free shore excursions or onboard ship credits or drinks packages or throw in the free Wi-Fi. There are a lot of incentives there that go way beyond just the cost of the cabin.
And if you're thinking about spring break travel, should you be booking right now?
Absolutely. The more you wait, it goes up about 10% a week.
Well, let's talk about the big meltdown we had, the grounding a couple of weeks ago. What is Congress doing about this? Anything in Washington?
Well, there's some good news about this because even though Congress can't seem to agree on anything on either side of the aisle, you want to get their attention? Cancel their flights. And they did that. And so as a result, they are laser focused on trying to find answers. We've gone through this before, but now they seem a little bit more attentive to the problem, which is about fourfold, right? They've got to allocate more money to the FAA, hire more people, train them, and then implement the new technology. It's still going to take some time. They're having hearings on that this week, and hopefully we'll see some progress.
Some of that equipment is like 30, 40 years old that they're using.
A lot of it's 30 or 40 years old, and the problem is, the procurement rules on the federal government are if you don't install that equipment fast enough, by the time you do, it's out of date already. So hopefully they'll get a holistic approach to this and move a lot faster than they have in the past.
Absolutely.
Hope so.
All right, Peter. Well, thank you.
You got it, guys.
All right, it's a big day for movie lovers. This year's Oscar nominations were announced this morning.
We will have the nominees. We'll tell you who and what pictures are leading the Oscar race this year, coming up after Julian's First Warn forecast.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up. But what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safe in your home. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
These are the faces that smile so wide at the friends and staff who are by their side, where life is lived with a feeling of pride on every bump of life's great ride that comes from the care that sweetens the air that lives in the house that angels built. Attic Angel Community, independent homes and 4 levels of assisted living built with the help of angels.
Hey, I just got a text from my sister. You remember Rick, her neighbor?
Sure. He's the 76-year-old guy who still runs marathons, right?
Sadly, not anymore.
What? You mean...
Mm-hmm. Just like that.
Wow. So sudden. We're not about to have the we need life insurance conversation again, are we?
No, we're having the we're getting coverage so we don't have to worry about it conversation.
So you're calling about the $9.95 a month plan from Colonial Penn?
I am. We put it off long enough. We are getting that $9.95 plan today.
Is it time for you to call about the $9.95 plan? I'm Jonathan from Colonial Penn Life Insurance Company. Sometimes we just need a reminder not to take today for granted. It could be the death of someone you know or a health scare. That's why today could be a great day to call for free information about Colonial Penn's $9.95 plan. If you're age 50 to 85, you can get guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance starting at just $9.95 a month. There are no health questions, so you can't be turned down for any health reason. This is permanent coverage. Just pay your premiums for lifelong security. The $9.95 plan is Colonial Penn's #1 most popular whole life plan. Options start at just $9.95 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. Your rate can never go up. It's locked in for life. Don't put it off. Take the first easy step. Call today for free information. And you'll also get this free beneficiary planner. So call now.
Call 1-800-290-3399 for your free information and free gift. That's 1-800-290-3399. There's no risk or obligation. That number again is 1-800-290-3399. 1-800-290-3399. Call now.
Hello, Colonial Penn?
We'll take a look at this. A big happy birthday to Cincinnati Zoo's beloved hippo, Fiona. She turns 6 today.
Oh,
they grow up so fast. Fiona gained international attention in 2017. She was born prematurely. She just weighed a record 29 pounds at birth. That's low considering that hippos typically weigh about 100 pounds when they're born. Oh, wow. Against all odds, Fiona thrived and is with us to celebrate her 6th birthday. Fiona fans can enter the Ultimate Hippo Getaway on Cincinnati Zoo's website through the end of the month for a chance to meet Fiona and her family. Oh, Fritz, brother Fritz?
That's right. Yeah, she's a superstar. I can't believe that was 6 years ago. It feels like we just did that story yesterday.
She got us through the pandemic, too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Thanks, Fiona. Happy birthday. All right, a little snow on the way. Not little snow.
Yeah, just a little bit, but it could be a little bit of a, headache for some people who are going to be traveling, especially if you're going south. So let's go ahead and talk about that. It's nice to have a little bit of snow and not a lot of it. And we're going to talk about just how much and where it's going to be impacting coming up with the First One forecast after the break.
Summer's coming, and so are those warm, relaxing weekends. No matter where your adventures take you, we've got you covered at the new Lake Home and Cabin Show, January 27 through 29 at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Whether you're staying at a vacation rental, towing a teardrop trailer to sleep under the stars, or heading to a beloved family cabin, you'll find everything for your getaway lifestyle at the Lake Home and Cabin Show, January 27 through 29, Alliant Energy Center. Every weekend should be this fun.
Postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer are living longer with Kisqali. So long live family time, long live dreams, and long live you. Kisqali is a pill proven to help women live longer when taken with an aromatase inhibitor. And Kisqali helps preserve quality of life, so you're not just living, you're living well. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Long live hugs and kisses. Ask about Kisqali and long live life.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Winter weather advisories are impacting mainly areas just southeast of Dane County. This will be for Rock County, Walworth County, and areas to that far eastern corridor, Kenosha, Racine, and Milwaukee and northern Illinois. We're going to start to see this issued late into the overnight and early Wednesday morning. For for Walworth County, it's going to be around 6 a.m. until 3 p.m. into our Wednesday afternoon. And for northern Illinois, we're looking around 3 a.m. We'll get into just about how much snow we're expecting for those areas in a moment, but where we're starting to see that system coming from from is what's impacting our friends to the south as of right now. Some snow and even severe weather has been impacting areas from Texas and moving even closer towards Mississippi as we go into the rest of the day. We'll start to see that system carry itself just north, really going to impact mainly areas of Illinois. So if you're going to be traveling towards the Illinois state line or even further south, just know it's going to be a bit on the snowy side getting into Wednesday morning and our Wednesday early afternoon. Right now, we're still dealing with a little bit of cloud cover, but we do have some sun here in Madison. So we'll look for a bit of a sunset later on this evening. Temperatures will stay into the upper 20s, and cloud cover is going to blanket our skies once again into our overnight. Now, tomorrow, 31 degrees, but we're going to be seeing those light snow and flurries could even bring in temperatures, or not temperatures itself, but some snow totals about 1 to 3 inches, but it's mainly going to be south of Dane County. Many of us are going to be looking at trace too close to an inch throughout much of southern Wisconsin, but that corridor is where we're going to see a bit more of that snowfall. But temperatures for tomorrow are going to be into the lower 30s throughout much of southern Wisconsin. And as we go on throughout the rest of tonight, well, cloud cover is going to stick around, and then temperatures into the middle upper 20s. So we're going to see a bit more milder temperatures than we have over the last few nights. And as we transition into the early morning hours, you can see where that snow really is. It's going to be into the northern Illinois side, but as we get into the rest of our Wednesday morning, it's going to start to pick up just a bit more, especially once we get closer to the noon hour. Some of that light snow will start to track its way a bit more north, impacting parts of Dane County, Juneau, Watertown, Monroe, and even for Janesville. Getting into the later afternoon, starts to break up just a bit more, but we're still seeing some light snowfall stick around, and we even have potential of seeing some more light snow showers and even some flurries getting into our Wednesday night before we head into our Thursday morning. Thursday morning is going to still be onto the drier side. May see a couple of flurries linger, but overall it's going to be quiet. So make sure that you're planning ahead for Wednesday morning to be a bit of a headache on your morning commute, especially if you're going to be traveling south of I-39, excuse me. And as we get into the afternoon, it's going to start to clear up as well. How much snow we're looking for, it's still going to be rather trace amounts. Could see, once again, back and forth between 1 to 3 inches of snowfall, but I'll be closer to the Illinois state line and more south. And once we're done with the snow, we do have a couple of opportunities to see some flurries later into the week and heading towards the weekend. But next week, folks, we're going to start to see some serious cold starting to roll its way into southern Wisconsin, which is going to be bringing in temperatures that will feel like 10 to 20 degrees below zero. So our 3 things we'll need to know. We're going to be looking at light snow toward Wednesday morning to begin, but throughout much of our Wednesday, could see some snow accumulations of 1 to 3 inches, but it's mainly going to be southeast of Madison and for northern Illinois that we'll see those accumulations. Otherwise, it's going to be minor, and we're still seeing that Arctic air is going to arrive later into this weekend and into next week. Here's a look at our 10-day forecast. Again, we're going to see those temperatures really plummet from Friday going into our Saturday. Almost a 20-degree drop on surface temperatures, and the feels like are really going to kick in once we go into Sunday, transitioning into Monday. Wind chill values from 10 to 20 degrees below zero is going to be back for us. Winter is really going to be giving us a little bit of a bite.
Well, at least the days are getting longer. Have you noticed the sun is still up?
5
what time
o'clock
is it?
sunset.
Now it's at 5, yeah. So we're turning
awesome.
a little bit of a corner.
Yeah, but
I'm about to say, Mark's not too
we're making a U-turn next week.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's going to be painful.
Thanks, Julian.
Thanks, Julian.
The 95th Annual Academy Award nominations were announced this morning.
The movie Everything Everywhere All at Once leads the pack with 11 nominations.
Jared Hill has more on this year's nominees.
From another universe. I'm here because we need your help.
Everything Everywhere All at Once is all the rage with Academy voters. The offbeat sci-fi movie picked up 11 Oscar nominations, including ones for Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actress for star Michelle Yeoh.
Time is the essential piece of interpretation.
Her biggest competition may be 2-time Oscar winner Cate Blanchett for her award-winning performance in the drama Tar. Rounding out the category, Michelle Williams in The Fabelmans, Ana de Armas as Marilyn Monroe in Blonde, and what many insiders consider a surprise, Andrea Riseborough in To Leslie. Blockbusters made a comeback this year. Top Gun Maverick and Avatar: The Way of Water are nominated for Best Picture, a year after streaming films dominated the competition. Also nominated, Elvis, The Banshees of Inisherin, The Fabelmans, Tar, and All Quiet on the Western Front, Women Talking, as well as Triangle of Sadness. As expected, Brendan Fraser earned a nod for his role in The Whale. He's up against Colin Farrell from the dark comedy The Banshees of Inisherin, Austin Butler in Elvis, Bill Nye in Living, and in another surprise, Paul Mescal in Aftersun.
I think, honestly, it's going to be Austin Butler. There's extra weight to his nomination with the recent death of Lisa Marie Presley. Who are you?
Angela Bassett received a nod for her supporting role in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, a first for an actor in a film from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
And Steven Spielberg earned his 8th Best Director nomination for his semi-autobiographical film, The Fabelmans.
The 95th Academy Awards will be handed out on March 12th. The nominations for the Razzie Awards were also announced today. They are for the worst movies of the year. The winners, I guess, if you consider them winners, Blonde, the Netflix drama about Marilyn Monroe. It received the most Razzies with 8. Disney's Pinocchio with Tom Hanks was next.
Also nominated is Good Morning with a U, followed by The King's Daughter, and finally Morbius, starring Jared Leto as a vampire anti-hero. I haven't heard of... Well, I've heard a couple of those.
Did you tried to watch Pinocchio, right? Or were you...
Not that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried to watch that.
And you weren't crazy about it? Yeah.
It's just too much. Anyway. Well, getting a good night's sleep, Consumer Reports has some recommendations next.
And then coming up next hour at 5, what is going to happen to people who rely on Wisconsin's Emergency Rental Assistance Program? That program is set to close at the end of this month. We'll have that story coming up at 5.
For back pain, I've always been a take 2 and call in the morning guy. But my new doctor recommended Salon Pass. Without another pill upsetting my stomach, I get powerful, effective, and safe relief. Salon Pass, it's good medicine.
Bob's presents 2023 Furniture Resolutions. Resolution number 57. Say yes to new opportunities. Do you want your sectional to store spare linens and toys? Yes! Do you want your sectional to transform into a magical Bobapedic bed for overnight guests? Yes! Do you want your sectional to be as stylish as it is sittable, nappable, place to enjoy a snackable? Yes! Make 2023 your year of yes with one of my playgroup sectionals. Bob's Discount Furniture. Furniture solutions for your New Year's resolutions.
Monsters of Destruction is coming, and coming with a vengeance. Monster Trucks, Top Trucks, Monster Truck Rides, new to Madison, Quad Wars, no rules, all things go race to the finish you don't want to miss. Buckshot, War Wizard, Heavy Hitter against the King and Alcatraz, all ready for 3 massive shows. Every ticket is a pit pass. Come early to meet the drivers. Take a ride, snap a pic with a real monster truck. Don't miss the Monsters of Destruction at the Alliant Energy Center, January 27th, 28th, and 29th. Get your tickets now at monstersofdestruction.com.
Tobacco can end lives long before it kills you. Quit today so you have a tomorrow.
Call the Wisconsin Tobacco Quit line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of The Healthy Place. I'm excited to tell you about our new Wild Theory CBD products that will get you high fives from everyone you know. Wild Theory's new groundbreaking formula has higher levels of the good stuff, and it packs surprising results. Is it legal in Wisconsin? Of course. Is it potent? You bet. Will you love it? I'm sure of it. Stop by one of our Madison locations or visit findyourhealthyplace.com, type in high five, and our website will hook you up.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday!
Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get any large pizza for just $10.99, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
Continuing coverage of the Marcus Randall L. trial, closing arguments have now been made. We bring you the final message each side left for the jury.
Snow will arrive Wednesday, but any snow accumulation should occur mainly southeast of Madison. Snow showers on Friday will be followed by a quick return to much colder weather by the weekend. I'll let you know how much snow will fall at 5.
And ahead at 6 as the program ends later this month. What are the options for people relying on Wisconsin's Emergency Rental Assistance Program? The story tonight at 6.
Giving the weather satellite a spin, we end up in Kansas City. It's 38 and cloudy, a big football game there this Sunday.
Big barbecue town, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, cloudy, a little cool, but not as cool as here.
Nothing is New year, new you. But if you're still having trouble falling or staying asleep, maybe it's where you sleep.
The experts at Consumer Reports reveal simple adjustments you can make now to help you sleep better all year long.
Here's our Shane Hogan.
Sleep can be so elusive. In fact, Consumer Reports surveyed more than 2,000 adults in the U.S., and 9 out of 10 say they had experienced at least one sleep challenge in the previous 12 months.
Getting a good night's rest is really about also minimizing the disturbances.
Set your thermostat to 65 degrees, the ideal temperature for sleeping.
Your core body temp cools down slightly as your body prepares for sleep.
The right bedding is also key. Choose sheets with breathable fabrics like 100% cotton or linen like this LL Bean cotton sheet set, which earned top scores for strength in CR's tests. The quality of the air in your bedroom can also affect your sleep, especially if you have allergies or asthma. In CR's tests, this Honeywell did an impressive job of removing dust, pollen, and smoke from the air. And if the air in your bedroom is too dry, a humidifier can help add moisture back in and allow you to breathe easier. Position the humidifier near the bed, raised at least 2 feet above the floor. This allows more moisture to dissipate into the air. Keep out light, which can signal your body to wake up. With blackout shades or an eye mask like this Mizzou eye mask, which has adjustable straps and was a CR favorite. If you're uncomfortable, consider a new pillow. The best pillows stabilize your neck and align it with the rest of your body. For back and side sleepers, CR recommends this Coop Home Goods pillow, which can be tailored to your sleep position and comfort level by adding or removing fill. This is Shane Hogan.
Thank you, Shane. Consumer Reports says even the best pillows and perfect conditions won't help you if you're not sleeping on the right mattress. So if you're consistently waking up sore, tired, and achy, and you've made all of those other adjustments, it may be time to start looking for a new mattress.
What do they say, every 10 years or so?
Yeah, that's about the life expectancy, yeah.
Well, it's a once-in-a-year COVID vaccination in our future.
UW Health's Dr. Jeff Potoff has the latest on that as we mark a COVID milestone. That's when Live at 4 continues.
Hey, do you want to join our rewards program? Collect hot dog points to unlock access to our VIP lounge.
That doesn't seem very
rewarding. With the BMO Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward for every month you save.
Wait, so you're going to reward me for saving my own money?
You got it. A little incentive to help you get into the habit of saving.
That sounds great, but do you have VIPs?
Yeah, absolutely. We call them customers.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. And if you haven't tried Plexiderm, we've created the best offer yet with our New Year's Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under-eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. Even the 11 lines between your eyes are visibly gone in minutes. Plexiderm works so well that celebrities in Hollywood and people just like you feel years younger in minutes. This is why I'm letting people try it for only $14.95 this New Year at plexidermtrial.com.
So I've had under eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. I have spent so much money on tons of eye creams, eye gels. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm, and I'm not joking. It works. When I do a collage and everything is done, it looks amazing. That is exactly how Plexiderm makes me feel. I put it on my face, and somehow, some way, I look together, which is amazing. I'm Jackie, and I took the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge, and so should you.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. And yet, when you look in the mirror, what you see necessarily isn't what you feel inside. Plexiderm, seriously, honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there, like the bags are gone.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shell rock. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing the appearance of under eye bags and wrinkles. wrinkles in minutes. This new year is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. So if under-eye bags make you look tired or feel older, take action this new year and see that younger-looking you. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Lean back and save big this winter at the Century House. Right now, save hundreds going from one grade of stressless leather to a superior grade for free. Or save $300 and get a free battery when you purchase any stressless mic or stressless max motorized recliner or any stressless classic power recliner. Don't miss out. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Well, the good news is for our traffic update, there's not a whole lot of issues on the roadways as of right now. Some slower spots if we're talking about the ramps, especially from Midvale Boulevard and off of Fish Hatchery and towards Rimrock. But overall, things are still rather smooth along the belt line. As we take a closer look at what we're seeing outside of that, well, the interstates. Some construction just on the northbound of I-39 as of right now, but overall things are still rather smooth for as we're getting closer to that 5 p.m. rush hour. Now taking a look at how long it will take from getting from point A to point B. From Janesville to the Belt Line, 25 minutes. Pretty typical for this time of day. Sauk City to Middleton, 16 minutes. And from Sun Prairie to downtown, we're looking at around 19 minutes. So things are still rather smooth and pretty normal for this time as we're getting closer to the 5 p.m. rush hour. That's going to do it for our traffic update. Send it back to you guys.
All right, Julian, thank you. The doomsday clock continues to tick closer to planet annihilation. According to the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists, the clock has moved ahead in the last year from 100 seconds to midnight to 90 seconds to midnight. That's the closest it's ever been. This group cites the war in Ukraine and climate change as reasons for the time change.
Nothing to worry about.
Set your clock ahead.
Yeah. Well, a group of vaccine experts is meeting this week to talk about a new proposal from the FDA to make COVID vaccinations a once-a-year shot, like the flu shot.
This as we just marked the 3rd anniversary of the first COVID case in the U.S. on January 20th.
UW Health Chief Quality Officer Dr. Jeff Potoff is back with us for his weekly visit. Hi, Dr. Potoff. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys, too.
So this meeting at that the FDA is holding, the experts are going to present data that shows most of us have enough protection now from COVID that we could move to one shot a year. What do you think about that?
Right. I think this would be great because right now it's even hard to keep track of, am I due for a shot? If I'm due for a shot, which one? And do I have to mix this up or do that? So if we got to the point where COVID-19 was a group of folks looking, say, in the spring about most common variant, they developed that vaccine, and then there's just one COVID-19 vaccine that we get in the fall, that would be pretty easy, and you said it right. So we've had enough exposure to COVID-19. There's enough folks vaccinated where we're not seeing nearly the same number of people get severely ill when they get COVID-19 as we did earlier in the pandemic. We might be able to go a year between COVID shots, which I think everyone would be happy about.
So COVID and flu shots in the fall?
Yeah, maybe same day, left arm, right arm.
Or one shot.
Oh, maybe. That's not yet in like the final testing phases, but we do have manufacturers looking to try to combine some of these vaccines, so it is just one shot.
The needle's as big, but
yeah. And all the different variants, though. I mean, would it be trickier with COVID than it has been for flu?
So it could be. So flu changes every year, and what we'd want to see is, you know, right now, ever since Omicron, every variant after Omicron has been an Omicron subvariant, and the vaccines have done a pretty good job, not necessarily against symptoms, but against severe disease. So as long as we continue to see Omicron-based variants, we can tweak that to match whatever's out there, and it likely would provide good protection. You know, the fly in our jam would be if a brand new variant, completely different from Omicron, came out, that might necessitate some sort of deviation in that annual schedule just to cover that. But we haven't seen anything other than Omicron for quite some time now.
And there's no way to predict that.
No way to predict it. I mean, statistically, the more the infection is passing around to people, the more likely you get a variant. But as the infections calm down, we don't give the virus as much chance to mutate. We don't see as many variants.
We don't really know what the current situation is because so many people are home testing and other people are getting sick and not testing. But the best barometer is always what's happening, what you're seeing at the hospital, and what is the current situation with COVID and with the flu.
Yeah, so basically good news. So COVID numbers are pretty stable, nothing that's too overwhelming. Flu numbers have continued to remain lower. We were worried that might bounce back up. It really hasn't. And even RSV higher than it would typically be during an RSV season, but at least within the realm of normal versus a couple months ago, it was just absolutely crazy how many RSV cases we were seeing. So for the most part, respiratory disease not the reason that hospitals are busy right now.
And this new variant really is breaking through all barriers.
It's pretty contagious, so even folks who are vaccinated, they're likely to come down with some symptoms, a good proportion of them. But it is, the vaccines are still protecting against severe disease. So I think we have to get in the mindset that, you know, getting vaccinated may not keep me from getting symptoms, but it'll keep me out of the hospital, it'll keep me from having a worse course of disease than if I had chosen not to be vaccinated.
If you get exposed to someone who has COVID now, since it's going around a lot, should you test if you're exposed, or should you wait until when and if you show symptoms?
I think if you're in a normal risk category, you're hanging out with people who are in a normal risk pool, I would probably wait for the symptom first and you know, be kind of on edge for symptoms. It might be a headache, it might be something subtle. I think I would test asymptomatically if, say, I lived with someone who was really high risk and I wanted to make sure that I wasn't be positive and pass it to them. Then you might say, you know, I'm going to wait until day 3 and then I might do a test for the next couple days just to make sure that I'm not exposing that high risk person to the disease.
And you might not necessarily test positive at first.
Especially with antigen tests, it can sometimes take a bit. So, you know, what I tell people is if you have some symptoms and you take an antigen test and it's negative, that doesn't mean you get to go to the party. That means you got to hang out for a couple more days to see if you pop positive, because even if you don't have COVID, nobody at the party wants whatever else you're going to give them.
It's 3 days from exposure.
Would be about the earliest. 3 to 5 is when you should be positive. With an antigen test, you might not pop positive till day 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there.
If you're sick, stay home. We said it last week.
Yeah.
Even if it's not COVID.
Even if it's not COVID.
Jeff, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Same.
See you next week.
See you guys.
Well, final check of your forecast coming up.
Pick and Save Fresh Perks, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. Earn fuel points on every purchase and save up to $1 a gallon at the pump. With Pick and Save fuel points, all you do is win big savings. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Do you suffer from chronic or severe back or neck pain? Did you know that there's now a treatment method available right here at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center that offers hope of avoiding spinal surgery for those suffering with bulging, herniated, or degenerative discs? Our therapies help reduce pain related to these conditions and have a high success rate in helping people just like you avoid back or neck surgery.
I've experienced low back pain for over 15 years. I had back surgery when I was 26 and had difficulties recovering. The doctors at Midwest Spine and Nerve Center have given me a new lease on life. I am now able to enjoy an active, pain-free lifestyle.
Call Midwest Spine and Nerve Center now to schedule a no-obligation consultation to see if our progressive pain-relieving therapies are right for you.
What the buck? Need money? File your taxes today at Jackson Hewitt. You could get up to $3,500 the same day with a no-fee refund advance loan. Fuck yeah. File your taxes today at Jackson Hewitt.
With the Pick and Save app, no matter where you order free pickup, you get the same great deals as you'd get in our stores. So start your cart today. Wherever. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
New developments in the Marcus Randall L. murder trial. Closing arguments are made in the double homicide trial for the former Badger. Catherine Merck shares what both sides had to say in their final message to the jury. That's tonight on News 3 Now at 5.
Is your phone listening to your private conversations? I'll take a deep dive to discover who could be listening through your phone and the steps you can take to protect yourself and your privacy.
Keeping your private conversations private. Thursday on News 3 Now at 10.
And wrapping things up with our 3 things we'll need to know. Well, we are looking at some snow, mainly light snow, that will start to develop toward Wednesday morning, which will be impacting areas south of I-39 from Rock to Walworth County, which is under a winter weather advisory until about 3 p.m. on our Wednesday afternoon. Outside of that, folks, we're going to be watching temperatures plummet once we get into the weekend and for next week. We're back to the teens for the surface daytime highs, but it's what the feels like that's really going to be concerning. We're going to be seeing temperatures and wind chills from double digits to 20 degrees below zero next week, guys.
Okay. It's coming. That's why we have our spring flowers here.
Yes, they do.
And they smell great.
Yeah.
All right, tomorrow here on Live at 4, Dr. Zorba Pastor will join us with the latest medical news. Plus, he'll take your calls.
And we'll preview the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra's performance of Vivaldi's iconic Four Seasons. That's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4.
We asked people to give their honest feedback on how wrinkles around their eye area and under-eye puffiness looked after trying Tint and Tighten for the first time.
So with foundation, normally it just kind of, you just cover up and conceal things. But with Tint and Tighten, it actually changes the way the skin looks. The lines are actually gone. So you don't get any of that buildup within them and the creases that you normally would see when you wear foundation.
40s was a bit of a shocker for me because 40s, I noticed the skin under my eye is getting very loose. And then 50s hit, and I'm 54, and I really noticed the difference in the firmness of my skin here, and especially here. I'm glad there's products like Tint and Tighten out there so that I can just put this on and not worry about what I didn't do in my 40s, my 30s, and my 20s, and it looks like I always have. It's a pleasure, and it's actually a gift for anyone.
Tint and Tighten shrinks under-eye puffiness, smooths out wrinkles and fine lines around the eye area, and provides tinted coverage to hide dark circles and skin imperfections, making you look fresh and younger. Tint and Tighten is the only cosmetic that blends a beautiful tinted cream to cover uneven skin tone and dark circles with silicate technology that smooths out under-eye puffiness and wrinkles, making the skin around your eye area look flawless for up to 8 hours.
I will be turning 59 in June of this year. Using Tint and Tighten, for me, I'm actually very confident right now that my wrinkles won't be as obvious. It is giving me the support that I think reminds me that I'm at my best right now.
Finally, there's a tinted eye cream to cover dark circles and uneven skin tone. And since Tint and Tighten works in 10 minutes and lasts up to 8 hours, you can look your best without getting injections or fillers. Get beautiful, lightweight, tinted coverage, plus that smoother, younger, wrinkle-free look from years past in 10 minutes. A look that will make you feel beautiful and confident. Try it this new year for only $19.95. Plus, get free shipping and handling. Visit tintandtighten.com or call the number on your screen.
Lake Ridge may be a new name, but it isn't a new bank. It's one built on over a century of community commitment. One equipped with all the knowledge and resources of 145 collective years of experience. Monona Bank and State Bank of Cross Plains are coming together as one. As Lake Ridge Bank, we're doing more together for you.
In today's Final Touch, few motorsports are as unique as the British sporting trials.
The season for this unusual race wrapped up over the weekend. Unlike most motorsports, sporting trials are not about driving the fastest or driving around a track. Instead, opponents compete to clear sections marked out with 12 flag poles like a mini golf course. The aim is to reach as many flags as you can in a section without stopping. For every flag not cleared, a driver is charged a point, meaning the driver with the lowest cumulative score at the end of the day wins. Participants inspect each section beforehand to strategize and determine how they might be able to maneuver their two-wheeler to the final flag without getting stuck in the hilly terrain. This year's Gold Star Final was won for the first time by Thomas Britnell of Cornwall and his passenger Lester Smith, who finished with 18 points below their nearest competition on a frosty hill.
I could see you and Harvey doing that, Mark.
I think we have. All right, that's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.